right, everybody, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then all videos. That is subscribe, notification bell, all videos. And if you haven't done that, I would unsubscribe and then redo it. Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. A little bit late there, a little bit late. Well, anyways, there it is, there it is. All right, so first of all, we're going to start off the show. It has nothing to do with anything but that Slow Joe wacko who just wrote this long thing. He goes, and don't bother reading it to your freaks. I just want to know what kind of nut job we're dealing with out here, okay? Listen to this. He made a community post. Attention, Mr. G. Hughes. Since I'm unable to elucidate the following via live show, I address you here. I recently came across a video clip in which you quite intentionally declare to your audience that I deceitfully claiming lying to have communicated with Mrs. B. So that's, Fig Solve's wife. Let me clarify this. This is a serious matter. Your statement is now... Your statement has now entangled you, and I don't know how to imitate it. It's such a ridiculous sound you got. Entangled you in legal ramifications. In the realm of Australian defamation law, the burden of proof now rests squarely upon your shoulders to substantiate your... I mean, as if that's like like this massive thing. Here's what the truth is. He sent a freaking text message to another YouTuber's wife. He's an idiot. Who does that kind of stuff? Your statement has now entangled you in illegal ramifications in the realm of Australian defamation law. Guess what? I possess concrete evidence in the form of phone records that unequivocally support my assertion of truthfulness. On March 14, 2024 at 9:31 a.m., an outgoing call was placed to 903-338-7 or other, which endured for a duration of 2 minutes. It was during this phone call that I told Mrs. B what her husband had gotten himself involved in, and what the Carroll County prosecutor regarding their railroading of an innocent man. That's Richard Allen, everybody. Look how nuts this guy is. A certifiable lunatic, okay? Man, and how he was the source of... got himself involved with Carroll County prosecutor regarding the railroading of an innocent man, and how he was the source of dissemination of my personal information to other parties, and possibly and he has nothing to do with that at all, okay? This guy just assumes that because he filed, Fig Solves did a strike against him, and he replied, and he had to put his address in there, and then shortly after that, his address was given to a YouTuber that Fig Solves doesn't even like. They're not even friends or anything. He had him blocked. Why would he do that? Doesn't make any sense. All right? And it says, now, how could Mr. Wesseling possibly know that I was contacting people? Mr. B asking, what does this have to do with me, by the way? Moreover, the dissemination of Australian personal details. I have nothing to do with any of that. Okay, I have nothing to do with any of that. I don't even know what he's talking about. Let me see, get down to here. Your scathing accusations, rife with vitriol and contempt, are as pervasive as a swarm of flies. Don't forget billikens, as you like to call them. Billikens. Over a streaming heap of dog shit. Your insistence on maligning my character, your involvement in this criminal affair of Libby and Abby. See, he believes it's a criminal affair, everybody, that we believe Richard Allen is the killer. We're all part of this cabal of people railroading an innocent man. Okay? You lied about true facts, which is defamatory. No, I didn't. I said you contacted his wife. That's what I said. And look at, he has a picture of my lips here. Don't you guys like those? All right. Your scathing accusations, rife with vitriol and contempt, are as pervasive as a swarm of flies over a steaming heap of dog crap. Get ready for what's about to be headed your way. And if you think I'm joking, it will soon enough make complete sense to you. Do say hello to your dogs from me. So, say hello to my dogs from your dogs from me. I'd love it if you showed up here, buddy. We'll see what's waiting for you. Also, reading this on your live show and speaking sympathy from your audience will be laughable at best. You may want to hold continuous donation nights. Hey, everybody, let's do it. Come on. As you will require the funds soon enough. I don't care, dude. This is so ridiculous, man. You are an embarrassment to... I mean, I don't even know why you consider yourself in the true crime world. You are a... What do you call it? A billiken. All right, anyways. See you later. Anyways, there you go. That's just wanted to let you know. That's the kind of crap that these wacko YouTubers... They actually... We are criminals, everybody, because we believe the guy that's been arrested with no bail, who's confessed to multiple people of killing Abby and Libby, we are criminals. We're part of a criminal enterprise. Oh, Jesus. What a joke. And you know what? Here's what it doesn't matter. If Richard Allen himself got up on the stand and said, Your Honor, I did it, this idiot here would say, oh, what drugs did they feed him? There's no way he did it. He must have... Yeah. You know how it goes. He probably was kicked in the head by a kangaroo. Hey, thanks, Bridget Price. Thank you very much. All right. Anyways, we're going to get to... It's actually funny to me. All right? It's funny. Yeah, he's definitely a YouTube ban evader. He's been banned, and then he comes back under a different name, using different IPs and shit. And YouTube has already removed him once, and they'll probably be removing again because all he does is threaten people. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. It's crazy. All right. So, did you guys all watch my earlier video today? I thought that was a pretty good one. I mean, those are just the thoughts that kind of bother me in the Madeline Soto case. Just kind of like, man, what's going on there? Thank you, Kathy Chapin. All right, so let's just go. What we're going to do is just kind of read a little bit about I mean, you guys have been following probably Sebastian Rogers. I mean, I know that the things that I know just from reading basic stuff are, he goes missing from his home. His parents have been interviewed. They did a long interview. I have that. Then people started they're blaming the parents. They're thinking the parents had something to do with it. And then they searched a landfill, which is sort of ominous, pointing towards, was he put in a garbage can at the home, but they didn't find anything at the landfill. And now there's surveillance footage that apparently shows late at night some flashlight type, lights moving around by his house. Now, what I would do is, if I was them, would be to do what we did in the Kylie Rodney case, is take the original surveillance footage during the daytime, just take a still frame, and then overlay the exact same footage that you got that night, and then you'll be able to tell exactly where the movements were. Unfortunately, it's just weird how people don't do these things. You know, this is known now. Everybody should be thinking about that. And we're just, you know, we're up to the mercy of looking at nothing. That video that you see is really, I mean, we can try to figure out where it came from and then maybe deduce some things. You know, which house the video came from. You know, I'll open up the lines later. People can call in, etc., etc., etc. Well, thanks, Jamie Hicks. But yeah, I wanted to start off that show just showing you what a wacko the Billiken is. I mean, he is one of the worst people that have ever been on the internet or anything related to it. He threatens to murder people often. He is just not, it's wild. It's wild. And it's all from his own mind. He is insane. Just a second. Mm-hmm. My internet connection sucks. I keep buffering. Yes. Thank you for covering this, Gray. All right, so let's just go back. I mean, I have something from like the 2nd of March. We can kind of just see what this says in there. Thousands of miles have been covered, but there are still no sign of missing Sumner County 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers after 6 days. Agencies, search crews across the volunteer state in Hendersonville trying to locate Sebastian. They've used specialized technology and sent trained dogs to help navigate. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office wants people to review footage from their security and trail cameras, focusing on Sunday afternoon through Monday morning. They are asking to look for movements, vehicles, or people. They came and knocked on our doors, etc., etc., etc. So, you know, this is back when they really didn't have any, still didn't have any information. We could listen to some of this.
Another critical day of looking for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers in Hendersonville has come and gone, and after yesterday's search, there was still no sign of the autistic teenager.
Yeah, so he's like he's autistic, 15 years old. He, you know, we've heard other stories similar to that in the past, and so I don't really know what's going on, Cindy. Thanks, Eugenie. How's it going, Eugenie? I always wish you would just be in the chat communicating with people. I always like it when you're here. It makes me feel like we're all still together here. Yeah, so it's in Hendersonville, Tennessee. I have the house location, and this is the house right here. At least that's the address his dad has. So, I mean, it's in the exact spot. They keep showing this place right here, though. But he lives right here. So I'm not really sure why they keep showing over here. Even in their pictures, they've got like that, you know. It's like, okay, that's awesome and everything, but he's actually, that's his house over here. I mean, did he move right down the street at some point, or? I don't think so. All right, let me just get off of that, and then we'll just move all the way to the 13th. So basically, there's been interviews. There's been, you know, we're jumping in late, but it doesn't really matter all the stuff from before because nothing's been resolved. So you can say that, okay, they went to a disposal area. The site that they looked at, which was, you know, the what do you call it, landfill, is way up here in, I think it's in like Kentucky. Yeah, so I believe it's this one right here on Google Earth. So they checked out this landfill. Even though it's in Kentucky, it's sort of like the regional landfill where even people living in Tennessee, they drive it up there and they put it in the landfill there. Does that make sense? Oh, you got ads? Wow. Jeez. Crazy. Hey, thank you very much, Osiris Stewart and Eugenie. And look at that. Oh, there she is. She did make another comment. Okay, it's now been a little over 2 weeks since 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers disappeared from his home in Hendersonville. You know what we should do, though, is instead of that, let's do one of the timelines. There's some pretty in-depth timelines here. We could just get totally caught up there and be right up to date on everything. So this is from WSMV. It says, so February 26th, search underway for missing Sumner County teen. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers was reported missing from the beach area of Hendersonville and was last seen Sunday in the area of Beach and Shackle Island. I mean, what does that mean? Is that a road? Or I mean, I thought he was seen at his home, but a second. Beach, Tennessee, is that? What does that mean, beach? Does anybody know what that means? I guess this is beach, this area here, because this is Beach High School. Maybe they just mean they're referring to the home here. Hey, thanks, Cindy J. and Bucolic Buffalo. Near Long Hollow Pike. Rogers is 5'5", 120 pounds, and has dirty blonde hair. He was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt and black sweatpants, investigators said. The TBI issued an Amber Alert on the 27th for Sebastian. TBI initially issued an endangered child alert for Rogers as he has a form of autism, but has since issued an Amber Alert after obtaining additional investigative information. And then, let's see, authorities play music to help soothe, find missing Tennessee teen with autism. While searching for the teen, search and rescue crews played music to help soothe and his hopes to find him. Not sure what that means. We know that Sebastian likes cats, said Eric Craddock, chief deputy with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. We were told that his favorite song was Eye of the Tiger. We've tried playing that to just kind of calm him and let him know we're here to help. I guess Eye of the Tiger. Hey, thanks. Almost made it. And Kubi. Should we have one of those nights tonight where if I get a certain goal, we'll send it into NCMEC in, I guess they're the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Or we could do like Texas EquiSearch or something. I don't know. Yeah, garbage is taken to a landfill, yeah. But that's what, a lot of times people will put a body in a garbage can and then it gets taken to the landfill, never to be seen again. All right, you guys, so I'll tell you what. Well, how about I don't know how many people we have watching here, but if we get up to 500, I'll donate just $500, which is a loss. Again, that's, I don't get, it's only 70%, so if we get it, that would be $350 to the channel, but I'd give $500 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Does that sound good? So see if you guys can get there. Ding, 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 ding. And we've already done 2,000 this month. That's almost, I think that's close to a record in the middle of the month. Yep, CrimeCon's in Tennessee. I'm not going. Thank you, Edith Wilson. Authorities, okay, they played the music, and then on the 28th, donations were poured into Premier Center event space on February 28th to help with the search. Also, investigators said nothing was leading them to suspect foul play took place yet, and added the family has been cooperating. Also on that day, urgency rising in search. Then the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and other law enforcement agencies began urging people in the area to check their surveillance videos for signs of Rogers. The Amber Alert was issued due to the teen being off his medicine, which could compromise his health. Yeah, I remember like JJ, I think that's why Lori Vallow would take JJ off his medicine so he would act up, and then they could say, oh, look, he's a zombie. 29. Investigators announced there has been no confirmed sighting of the missing teen on camera since his disappearance. So that's a little concerning. I mean, you got to think if some kid was walking around, there'd be some cameras that would be picking up something somewhere if he was just walking around. Let's see. Check the Tennessee Bureau of Investigators and law enforcement agencies began urging people in the area to check their surveillance videos for signs of Rogers. The Amber Alert was issued due to the teen being off his medication. Okay, and then the 29th, investigators announced there had been no confirmed sightings of the missing teen. Then again on the 29th, the sheriff's office said that while no significant updates were available, they encouraged willing community members to search for Sebastian and partner up for safety. So, don't do it alone. Wow, it seems like once I said let's try to do the 500, it went just dead as a doornail. And March 1st, Franklin Police Senate's dive team, thanks Lori Fisher and Kylie. Let's see. They sent their dive team over to Sumner County to help search for the missing teen. The request for aid came from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. More than 300 people joined in the search for Sebastian, marking over a week since he disappeared. Chief Deputy Eric Craddock with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office said the private reward for finding him was in the works. Then on the 4th of March, his mother, Katie Proudfoot, and stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, sat down with WSM4V Holly Thompson to discuss the days since. I wouldn't wish this on anyone, his mother, Katie Proudfoot, said. Anyone. One-on-one, constant roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless, Chris Proudfoot added. Many other emotions all in one, and it's never ending. It's a never-ending world because it doesn't stop. Then also on the 4th, the Tennessee National Guard joined the search for a 15-year-old who had been missing from his Sumner County home for more than a week at this point. A spokesman for the Tennessee National Guard said the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency authorized 25 service members from Cleveland 252 Military Police Company who volunteered to assist. I'll tell you what, I'll modify what I said. If we get to 500, I'll donate 500. If we don't get to 500, it's just a regular night, okay? Because it seems like as soon as I said that, it just died on the vine. Just, all right. And number 7, Sumner County deputies and the Kentucky State Police searched a landfill in Hopkins County, Kentucky, where trash was taken from the missing teen neighborhood. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office told WSMV4 that investigators searched the landfill with help from KSP officers. On the 8th, no evidence related to the missing teen found at Kentucky landfill. So they checked the whole landfill. The driver knew exactly where the garbage was dumped, and they didn't find anything. Ooh, it's Friday night, man. I'm having a bourbon. What do you agree with, Michelle? All right. So let's watch some of this, I guess.
So first, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come into your home to talk with you all. Obviously, everyone wants to hear what you have to say. And it's all about...
What's wild is what's crazy in here, JR's odd keys or whatever, when I said, hey everybody, if we reach 500, tonight I'll send 500 into the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And that's when it just absolutely died. It stopped right then, at that moment. Don't you think that's weird? Usually it's why, oh yeah, let's do it.
Bringing Sebastian home.
Crazy.
And safely. So first, just express, I can't even imagine as a parent what you two are going through. How would you describe the situation right now? How are you coping?
We're on a constant roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless and many other...
How come so many people think that the parents are involved somehow? Anybody? It is weird. That's crazy. I mean, I just did a challenge and it just, I mean, it was wild.
Emotions all in one, and it's a never-ending roller coaster. It doesn't stop. It won't stop until he walks through the door.
I wouldn't wish this on anyone.
I want to see where he explains what happened.
For him. Walk us through
I'm not going to play the whole thing.
that Sunday night that he went missing. So walk us through. We've got so many people who really want to know, okay, how did this happen? So kind of just walk us through that.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. JR's okay. I don't care.
We
Go
were
ahead.
out and about that day.
It's the same thing, though, because I'm sending the entire amount straight there.
We got home. Everything was pretty normal. He was playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, "Good night, Mom, I love you." Said goodnight to his puppies. A little bit later, I wound up going to bed, and when I woke him up for school, he wasn't there.
Hey, thanks, Aaron Maiden.
So in your mind, that's usually around what time? When do you normally wake up? Around 6 o'clock?
6.
So were you instantly thinking something's wrong, or were you like, he may just be already in the shower, in the living room?
I took a second and walked through the house looking for him in case he'd gotten up and was trying to get breakfast or something, because he did that sometimes.
So in your mind, that's usually around what time? When do you normally wake up? Around 6 o'clock?
6.
So were you instantly thinking something's wrong, or were you like, he may just be already in the
So like early in the morning, he's not around.
shower, in the living room?
I took a second and walked through the house looking for him in case he'd gotten up and was trying to get breakfast or something, because he did that sometimes.
Oh, man.
About
That JLR guy, all he does is trash this. He almost berates people if you don't think the parents had something to do with it. They could have something to do with it. I haven't seen any evidence yet. They sound like, I read one article where they were cleared,
3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone with my husband. I said, I can't find him.
Thanks, Allie Cake.
He said, what do you mean you can't find him? I said, he's not in the house.
Well, hold on a second. All right, here we go.
And so at that point, is that when you call 911, or what's going through your mind?
While we were on the phone, and I was like, is he on the other side of the bed? The normal places he may be in the house, and he wasn't. So I was like, okay, well, hold on a minute. And immediately after that, we called the sheriff's department and made the report.
I ran all over the house, outside, inside. I looked in every closet.
Within minutes, they were here. They responded within minutes, and here we go.
So you said you were on the phone with her, so you were not home?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I was at work. I'm a tower crane operator, and I was working in Memphis at the St. Jude project. So it's, I have an earpiece in that talks to my phone. I have another earpiece in that does the radios. So when she was talking to me, I was like, what? I was confused. We talked about where he could possibly be, and then we went from there and led to calling the cops, and here we are now.
And within minutes, they're there at the home.
Yes, ma'am.
It was rapid fire. They had cars.
They
They had
lined
cars from here down to the
main road.
as far as I could tell.
So what's going through both of your minds? I mean, are we panicking? Is it this, oh, I think he's probably at a neighbor's house, or what are you thinking?
My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
I mean, he's a good kid. He's not a mischievous child by any means.
No, you aren't, JR.
There's
You're trying to be a
questions. I have
clown.
no answers.
Okay. You can't post links in my chat.
Questions
I want to
no
do things the
answer
way I want to
about
do things.
We are searching.
If you don't
for
like it, go
desperately.
somewhere else. JRS, Odd
We
Keys,
just
whatever the hell
don't
your
have
name
that.
is.
Is there anything that
Jesus.
happened that day that you
God
think
damn.
back and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside? Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. He's that morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood, he was behaving. It'd make more sense if we'd been fighting.
Or he'd been in trouble, but he hadn't even been in trouble.
So yeah, this kind of the way they're talking here doesn't seem. What's sketchy about it, Cindy? See, Cindy's one of those people that's never correct, but always thinks there's something else going on. So what's sketchy about it, Cindy? When you're watching them right there, what's sketchy? Go ahead, type it in. That's what I thought.
So, I mean, the $1 million question, why did he go? And the other $1 million question
Ah,
is how.
geez, Cindy, good God.
What about social media? Was there anything that, anyone he could have contacted? I understand he was somewhat of a gamer, or what was he? There was a video game he loved, right?
What video? What video are you talking about? No, you started telling people to go somewhere else. I'm trying to do something tonight where I want to raise funds on this channel, and whatever it is, there's no loss to anybody, and I'll send it in, okay? If you want to start your own little deal out there where you want to share links and go out and do all these different things on birthdays and everything, you go ahead. But nobody asked you for any advice. Nobody asked you for anything. If you don't like the way things are here, don't be here. It's strange. You heard what I said, and that's it. There isn't like, well, everybody, hey, what,
Minecraft.
You're a
He
bizarre
loves
person.
Minecraft.
Nobody does that on live stream.
The game that he has is not online. He has the
Ah, Jesus. That's not what you
Switch.
said. I saw what you said before that.
We don't, because of how social media can be, he doesn't have accessibility to communicate with folks
on the internet.
on internet. I mean, we have a firm belief that we just don't feel that right now that he's capable of having that kind of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, his phone is locked down, his computers, his gaming. He doesn't have a gamer tag. He doesn't have online capabilities with games. I mean,
We've combed every electronic.
I mean, we've cooperated with all the authorities as far as.
For me, the way he talks is sort of spontaneous, right? Yeah, that person seems like, what they feel like? They're a troll that showed up in here. Cindy, that person? Yeah. Because they're trying that same angle that the trolls always do. And yeah, so what I said, everybody, if we bring here, let me put the thing on the screen. All right, see right there, that was from yesterday. Let me see. Today we're at 121. Let's combine. Let me, let's see. Streamlabs. I gotta reverse that. Hold on a second. So what we are today is, hold on a second. All right, so it's, oh, there goes my stomach. And we'll put 500 there, and then we're going to put, what are we at currently? At 121.27. Starting 121.27. And then 03.17. All right, there you go. So that's where we're at right now. We are at 121.27. I said if we get the super chats up to 500, I'll donate $500 directly to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So it's $1 for $1, whatever up to 500 that you guys are putting in. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight.
Anything they've asked us to provide, we've provided, and still just don't have any answers.
Did he have any friends that could have possibly contacted him in some way on his phone?
Yeah, he's terrible, Michelle.
All his friends at school have been questioned to my knowledge, and none of them knew anything.
So this big question mark. He's vanished. And no one can figure out where or why. All right, so let's talk too about the relationship involved, because the biological father is very much involved in Sebastian's life as well.
Yes, ma'am, very much.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The way that guy responds to me, it seems like he's, he doesn't set off alarm bells to me. You guys might look at him and seem like he's some weirdo, but, to me, he's like, got a decent attitude. He's trying to, seemingly helpful. He doesn't seem like somebody that would be really angry either, does he? Does he seem like he's like somebody that's that would just all of a sudden start just yelling and screaming and wanting to kill somebody? He seems like a kind of a low-key dude, unlike me. Hey, thanks, Cheryl Locke. And Callie Gal 3.
And how would you describe that relationship, the two of them and the four of you?
You're always making me feel happy.
Good. I mean, we talk regularly. He talks to his son on a regular basis, sees him on a regular basis. He's involved in school and therapy, and it sounds
he
like
doesn't have any extracurricular activities. Sebastian. Tell me about Sebastian. How would you describe?
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not saying it's not possible there's something, but I don't know where this whole, and that video that came out, there looked like the flashlights, and then it looks like at the very end it heads back to the house, but we don't even know what we're looking at in the surveillance footage.
Describe him.
Sweet, stubborn.
Yeah, especially like he's autistic. He's somebody that maybe doesn't realize the
running and
ramifications.
He loves to play his games and his fidgets and Uno. Lord, that's one of his favorites. Across his back.
I mean, would something outside that was somewhat outdoorsy be enticing to him or pull him outdoors?
He loves, like, when
I know he wasn't even at home, Ellen, and she doesn't. She looks absolutely devastated to me.
It was a fundraiser, and every year he was, I did this many laps. I did this.
Oh, she said was. You hear that was?
Where they would
well, no, she was talking about the past.
Every time the kids went around, they'd mark a mark on the back, and they'd keep running, and he just had marks all the way across his back. He likes playgrounds.
I remember Harley Dilly. Yeah, when he went in
He's being dirty.
chimney. That was crazy.
Like
that case.
Dirty.
Yeah, he's not a.
I would say the Harley Dilly case is one that a lot of people should look at as one of those ones where everybody was so high and mighty, they thought they were so onto something, that they were just the greatest sleuths in the world. And it turns out on his own, he climbed up a house, went into a chimney, and he got stuck inside the walls. Okay? Had nothing to do with there was no nefarious anything on anybody's part. But you remember how everybody just kept going, oh, look at the mom, look at the mom, look at that, look at that, look at that. Over and over and over again. It was crazy.
He's not your tomboy style child where he goes outside
and he died
and plays
inside the walls of the
loves
house.
Animals, but he's terrified of bugs.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
even a fly, and he's like, oh!
And let's talk too.
How
because
dare
he's
she
highly
laugh? I mean, her kid's missing. She laughed for a second, everybody. I'm a super sleuth.
functioning. I know you all have described him as having a form of autism.
He does.
But describe that to our viewers too, as far as his way of thinking of things and maybe how determined he was about certain things or his mindset.
He's got a stubborn mindset. If he believes it's this,
he gets on a one-man track,
Right?
and he is.
And see how they're, I don't know. I don't feel like, I mean, you can never say never or whatever. But man, I'd be shocked just watching these guys if one of them had something to do with like killing Sebastian. let me do a poll for example. Let's see. Do you think the parents killed? All right, let's see. Do you think the stepfather and mother killed Sebastian and are covering it up? I just want to see where we're at here. I mean, if it's anywhere near 50%, I'm going to be pissed off. Yeah, I don't think so either. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad it's like, up in that range. We only have 17% of wackos in here. All right, let's see.
Is just on it, and he is all about it.
That's enough. That's enough.
He's very smart. He can play chess.
All right, 131 votes.
He can beat adults in chess. So
Wow.
He loves playing games.
What about navigation? Like, did he have a sense of direction? Do you think he could have possibly even...
I thought I was pretty good at chess when I was in second grade. I won a school tournament in chess. And then I remember when later in life, I got, I didn't keep playing chess or anything. I think I just got lucky but I go to this other school, and this guy goes, hey, you want to play chess? And I'm like, all right, here we go. And he beat me in I think it was 3 moves. He did that one where you take the pawn out in front of the king and then slide out the queen and the rook or whatever the hell it was. And it was hilarious. I didn't have any idea.
Hitched a ride or gotten a ride on a bus or some sort of transportation?
That is a speculation that we don't have an answer for. Just directionally, he knows.
Yeah, see, like right there, he's really trying to be helpful here. See, it's just...
He could guide you from our house to his dad's house.
Yeah.
He could get from
What do you want to say to any of these people?
Just that you don't know. And I don't wish you to ever know.
I would say it like this. Everybody has an opinion. And it's perfectly okay to have that opinion. But you're not in this situation. You don't quite understand. I wish people would step back, take a different wide open view, and not assume what they know. It's just better to stick to the facts. If they have questions, all they have to do is ask.
And I pray genuinely that no one ever goes through this.
Just be kind to people. I mean, it's real simple.
There are some people who have been talking, because I know this is part of the harassment. Is there anything you want to address about this child custody situation? With the previous.
So I have a current case that is ongoing in another state. We've requested that case to be sealed because there are some individuals who have taken upon themselves to put stuff out there that they don't quite know, which all they have to do is ask, I'll tell you. But because of that, It has nothing to do with our son. It has nothing to do with the situation.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't need to keep. I mean, we don't need to. There's like we could sit here and just keep watching over and over and over. There's nothing different later.
He brought in assets
through this and bringing him home. What is
Let me
the
go
reaction?
Back to right here. Let me see.
People who really want to.
Bad.
Okay, let's listen.
And we got home. Everything was. We were.
That Sunday night that he went missing. So walk us through. We've got so many people who really want to know, okay, how did this happen? So kind of just walk us through that night.
We were out and about that day. We were having a really good weekend. We got home. Everything was pretty normal. He was playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did.
Okay, I went to bed.
He said, "Good night, Mom, I love you." Said goodnight to his puppies. A little bit later, I wound up going to bed, and when I woke him up for school, he wasn't there.
So in your mind,
and that fits the surveillance footage that was released, because it's like 3-something in the morning, and there's these flashlights moving around. So I think it's possible. I mean, this is one of those cases of social media, but obviously they would have checked something like that. It doesn't seem like he was abducted or anything. I think somehow he got out of the house, or I don't know. It's weird too, because they said he had a flashlight, or as they say in Australia, a torch. Yeah. Well, over here we think a torch is something that you hold it as a flame at the end. That's not true, Gray. My mom said it was... Well, where was your mom from? Well, she's from England. Okay, well, there we go. Yeah. All right, I'm going to turn it... We have another one here. Let's see. This is information sparse, officials vague in case of missing Sumner County teen. He was last seen on February 26th. The boy's family said he walked out of their Hendersonville home between midnight and 6 a.m. That's absolutely consistent. And they learned he was missing when his mother, Katie Proudfoot, tried to wake him up for school. There have been no sightings of Sebastian and no evidence pointing to his whereabouts as of Thursday, officials said, leading many to worry for the teen's safety. An investigation into the Rogers case has been running concurrently since search and rescue efforts began. TBI spokesperson Susan Nyland said Wednesday, though she remained vague about the nature of the investigation and whether the case has turned criminal. Thank you, Patty. I don't know, because they had the surveillance footage looks like there's 2 different flashlights, like just distance apart, and one of them actually goes back, so that's a little weird, TBI agents and intelligence analysts are pursuing leads in the case after receiving more than 100 tips. The TBI said Sebastian was wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses at the time he went missing. Sumner County Chief Deputy Eric Craddock previously told the media that Katie Proudfoot said all of her son's shoes were accounted for at the family home. So, that means he's barefoot. Hey, thanks, Wise Child. Well, hopefully we get to there, because if we don't get to the 500, it just goes into the pot for the end of the month. Whatever we get tonight, I'll just send in. Okay. People already have sent in for my goal, so I guess even if we get to, 237, I'll send in 237 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. All right. So on tonight, it's not helping really the channel out at all. Just, I guess I do get to write off the charitable donation at the end of the year. Maybe that makes up for the 30% that I'm getting taken from YouTube. I don't think the mom and stepdad are involved. I don't either. I don't either. I know it's not cool. Like the cool people all say that they're involved. Creates a lot more content. Apparently it's real. What is factual is the father, the mother, and myself have been extremely cooperative, he said. Okay, Sebastian's stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, said during a live stream interview that his family has been harassed since the teen went missing because he is involved in a custody battle in another state. What is factual is the father, the mother, and myself have been extremely cooperative, he said during the interview. We have been vetted. We have been checked out. We have been questioned, and everything of that nature, and literally have been cleared. There is no wrongdoing. There is no negative input from the parents or any of the family. That sounds pretty strong right there, doesn't it? Thanks, Kylie and Notorious Nance. Hey, good to see you, Notorious Nance. Yeah, it's nothing like Soto. Who said it was like the Soto case? Literally no similarities whatsoever, you know. Although you could say, well, there was a claim that Madeline was autistic. I mean, that would be the only similarity at all, you know. All right, let's take a look at this.
Is from early Monday morning, February 26th, around 3:10 a.m. Now, there are no street lights.
So this is News Channel 5 in Tennessee there.
In the Stafford Court neighborhood. So it is at night.
I finally found a clearer version. The one they have on Facebook is just, oh, man.
Pitch black. What you will see here are these 2 points of light believed to be people with...
I mean, what sucks is, wouldn't it be great if they just uploaded that video for... what we need is that video that he has right there, the real video, and then a daylight shot of the same video. And then you do an overlay of the... You leave the daylight shot on the bottom, and then you overlay the dark one on top, and then you'll be able to see exactly where those flashlights went. Just like we did in the Kylie Rodney case. It would take literally 2 minutes and you'd know exactly what those people were doing, those lights were doing anyways, at that time.
Flashlights in the area around Sebastian Rogers' Hendersonville home. It is believed Sebastian left his home.
So let's see, that shot right there, if we put this up, this is the same shot, but look, they don't even include the house. Let's see, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it's that one right there. So it's the house way over here.
Barefoot and with a flashlight sometime overnight. Since his disappearance, authorities have reviewed security video from homes in the neighborhood looking for clues.
We have had several clips that have come in.
And this one is getting the most attention, showing signs of activity around Sebastian's home the night he disappeared. You see...
I mean, this is the most vague surveillance footage in the history of surveillance footage. Like people going, oh, look at it, look. And I guarantee you there's crazy people out there looking at these lights and pretending that the pixelation movement over here are people or something moving, because they don't understand it. I called a detective over there and told him to try that technique, because they'd be able to see exactly what's going on.
2 light sources, which we've circled.
See how this is moving around over here? That's not something moving around. It's just pixelation. That's what happens when you're zooming in. I bet you this is zoomed in.
To help you follow. For point of reference, the security camera was pointed toward the back of...
And why not have an arrow pointing? But see, look at this. This is ludicrous right here. For a point of reference, the camera footage was pointing to the back of the house. All right, let's see what we're looking at here. Hold on. So what we're looking at in that shot is, let's see, where are we? Is it that one or? Oh, maybe it's like this. Hold on. No, that can't be like that. Well, yeah, it could be. Yeah, they're right here. Okay, so they do have this in here, like that. But again, the house is, this is the house here, so they don't even have, most of the house on there. That's what, it's just kind of bothersome. But this is the house right here, and that's what this one is here.
Sebastian's home in a common area. In the video, you see subject 1 with a light source in the lower right-hand corner. Then you see subject 2 briefly appear and move toward the first before that light source is covered or obscured by bushes. Subject 1, a few seconds later, then moves out of frame. Then subject 2 reappears and follows subject 1 off screen. It's a short time later, and it's very vague, but then you see one of the subjects moving quickly back through the common area, and that is it. I know, there's not much to see here. You certainly cannot identify anyone, but those close to the investigation tell me the mere fact that there is now evidence that someone is in the area around Sebastian's home is significant.
Now, what time is that again?
Authorities have reviewed security video from homes in the neighborhood looking for clues.
We have had several clips that have come in.
And this one is getting the most attention, showing signs of activity around Sebastian's home the night he disappeared. You see 2 light sources, which we've circled to help you follow.
It's like a
For
UFO.
point of reference, the security camera was pointed toward the back of Sebastian's home in a common area. In the video, you see subject 1 with a light source in the lower right-hand corner. Then you see subject 2 briefly appear and move toward the first before that light source is covered or obscured by bushes. Subject 1, a few seconds later, then moves out of frame. Then subject 2 reappears and follows subject 1 off screen. It's a short time later, and it's very vague, but then you see one of the subjects moving quickly back through the common area, and that is it. I know, there's not much in the area around Sebastian Rogers' Hendersonville home. See here are these 2 points of light believed to be people with flashlights in the area around Sebastian Rogers' Hendersonville a.m. Now there are around 3:10 a.m. Now there are no street.
Yep, so 3:10 a.m. 3:10 a.m. See how easy it was to go over the entire case in like 2 seconds? Yeah, okay, yep, they were looking for him, they didn't find him, and then they checked the landfill. That probably prompted a bunch of the crazy people to go, oh, the parents did it, the parents did it. We don't know if there isn't a connection, but it just doesn't seem like it. And then now we're at a point where they're looking for surveillance footage that may have shown something. Anyways, we could try to come down. I mean, it's right there. There's the house. So let's go over here, right in this area. Yeah, so I don't know if they have a camera on the back side of that house. So the way it sounds like there might be a camera on that house maybe that's filming that direction. Don't know. Yeah, it's not clear enough to see. Alright. So right here, it's not the one just right there on the left, it's just to the right of that one. Yeah, so this house right here with the brown roof right there is the one. But we don't get to see, That's the problem. I mean, it's just, if you give us a daylight shot and you overlaid that on top of it, it would be incredible. Unfortunately, likely they won't do something like that for us. I did send it off to one of the detectives, though, and I said, well, you guys might want to try this. Take one of the still frames from early in the day, overlay that, and then you'll be able to see exactly what that movement was, and maybe that'll help you. And I just left it on there. You know? So they said it films the backyard. So I guess it could be like this. So maybe somebody's coming and they go through the woods here and they come out there and they walk this direction to this road. But it's interesting how one of them goes back the other direction. You know, like there's a light going back that way. Why would you have that? Wouldn't it, like, for example, if he left with a person, wouldn't he just leave and walk away with the two lights going towards this road to the right, and then they're gone? Instead, one of the lights seems to sort of run back to the house. I don't know. I mean, that's the way you get out of there too. I mean, you get to this road here, and then you go this direction. That's about it. Come out this way, and you can go either direction on a highway. Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think? How about we do the call-in? All right, there you go. You can call in and discuss what you think. But you guys, look at, we have an opportunity tonight to donate to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. You know, maybe in honor of Sebastian Rogers here. If we get up to 500, I'll donate 500. Okay? That'd be great. All right. And yes, like I always say, if you want to, you can go straight out to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and donate money on your own if you want to. But I'm just putting that out there as a challenge and something we will do at the end of the show. If we don't get to there, then we'll just, you know, it's going to, well, whatever we get to, up to 500, I'll send it. I don't remember the Aiden Fucci one. Man, you guys are like dead as a doornail in here. This is wild. Nobody's communicating. Now that's the thing. I should have been like, oh my God, the parents did it. They did it. They did it. And everybody be like, wow, yeah, call it. Yeah, I saw this one time. You see when he looked to the left, he looked to the right. There'd be probably a hell of a lot more interest if I was saying that. But I'm not going to, just for the sake of that. So. Yeah, everything looks like something. Yeah, there's no path anywhere. It's just a house and then somebody else's yard and then, you know, that's it. You haven't seen what? Mm-hmm. If we don't get any callers, I'm switching over to the Delphi documents that we got. I'm not going to sit here and just, you know, stare at the screen again. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many people say, "Gray, you got to cover the Sebastian Rogers. Gray, you got to do Sebastian Rogers. Gray. And now we're doing it, and guess what? Wonder why electronics lock might seem controlling. Yeah, maybe. Just crazy. Missing case. Nice neighbor. Da 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 da. Yeah, but it almost feels like he communicated with somebody somewhere. Maybe at school or something, and then they came and picked him up. I don't know what that means, LM. All right. So, I don't know. I don't really have any, you know, that's it. That's where we're at. That surveillance footage. It's a little odd that somebody's running back to the house. What was happening there? Huh? I'm not sure what that means. Stepdad just made his comment. He's not seen the boys since the start of February. Why wouldn't he? He lives there. Is he out of town all the time, or? And police said he's not allowed to give dates. Oh, Jesus. Who cares? God. You guys are just, like, ridiculous. My God. Let's try to find every little thing that can possibly... Hello? Who's here? Hello? Oh. I can't hear you if you're there. Hello? Is this 336?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, this is Ginger Keys. How are you?
Not too bad. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm not familiar a lot with this case. I've heard about it, but if I ask too many questions, you can yell at me. Not really, but you can.
I won't. Okay.
But,
I'm new to it too. I mean, I'm just covering it today.
Well, I don't really know a whole lot, but why in such a neighborhood do they not have any more cameras than that?
I do not know.
And why haven't they sent you the stuff so you can do this, because you're the best?
Because they don't know. I mean, the thing is, if you give me the videos, I can make it so you can. I mean, I don't know. I'm just pretty good with the videos. I don't know why that is. I mean, I've always been my eyes or whatever. I don't know. The way I think is different than most people. I'm just sort of I guess that's why we're called the freaks, you know.
Well, no, but I'll call Vinny and tell him.
But I always have to have the original footage. If you give somebody a screenshot of original footage, it's usually not enough. I mean, we had to rely on that in the Kylie Rodney case because it was enough because all you had to do was the overlay. This one would be great to have the original, so you could try to lighten up the original and then use that as the overlay over the same exact camera shot in the daytime, and then you'll be able to tell exactly where the people were walking and where they went. Now, they might be able to tell just by kind of looking up there and going, oh, yeah, but man, you'd have it. It would be like a movie, seeing a light going through a daylight. It would basically look like a daylight shot with a light orb going through the trees. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it would have looked like. Yeah.
Well, even on my cameras here at this house, you can see moths better than what their surveillance camera is showing.
Yeah, well, that's at night, I guess, and there's no street lights. But I mean, usually you have surveillance cameras have night vision on them. You know, the Ring doorbell cameras and whatnot. Like,
yeah,
you know, you can see a little bit at night. It's not like this totally just dark shot of. I mean, what's the point of that camera? What a joke! Jesus, wouldn't film one. I would if I owned that camera and that's all I wanted to do was I'd turn it off at night because it's meaningless. Except for right now, this one little light moving away. But I mean, what burglars walk around in between houses with a flashlight turned on? Probably not too many.
No. And my other question was, and if I'm asking too many, let me know. Did he have a phone with him, or do you know?
I don't know. I don't think he did. I mean, I didn't hear that mentioned or anything. He doesn't even have shoes on, it sounds like.
That is so weird. Well, why were they looking in the landfill? That was my 3 questions I had. And I hate to type in and ask questions because I feel so stupid.
Well, they probably thought that, they can't find him. And maybe they have suspicions like, okay, maybe if there was something close to home, they put him in a garbage can. And then the garbage truck came by the next day and took him to the landfill. They got to check everything. I don't know if they had any extra information regarding that.
Well, you're doing a great job, as usual, and I thank you again for all that you do, and PayPal will be coming in. And
well, thank you.
I usually do the PayPal.
That's better.
I don't like to pay YouTube. That's terrible to say.
Oh, thanks.
But
and
thank you
the
for covering
the questions
it.
aren't dumb. I don't know the case any better than any of you guys, really. I'm just kind of going over it together. So, with you guys.
I don't
so there
know.
you go.
Well, you do a great job, as always, and I'm still concerned about the Raleigh Strain case. I don't know about him. That's very odd as well. You did a really good job on that one.
Well, they did just say, like, the bar just put out a notification that they only served him one drink there. That's what they're saying now.
Yes.
And I think, I don't know if they're trying to cover themselves, because the rest was probably paid in cash. Because they said they threw him out because he was drinking. He'd been drinking too much, and they removed him. But maybe they did only serve him one drink. But it's absolutely irrelevant to the case. What people are doing there is just trying to cover ups for their maybe, oh man, some liability. But it's irrelevant to finding him. It doesn't mean anything. Yep.
Well, I haven't been able to catch you live for the past couple of nights, but I'm glad I got you tonight. So thank you again for all that you do. Thank the freaks and the mods. They're great. And I love you guys, and keep up the great work.
All right. Well.
And I can't say enough good things about you.
Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. You make me feel better.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you're great, and you know that. And I hope you got my emails I sent.
Just today, or which one?
Oh, it's been 2 or 3 days ago. I don't know. Just trying to lift your spirits.
Huh. Are you sending them? I usually get all my emails. Maybe send it another one and let me see if I get it. Okay. All right.
Okay. Will do.
Gotta test it out. All right.
Love y'all.
Okay. Have a good one. See you.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, that was nice. Ethical creators here. Yeah, those people are. Oh, that guy's terrible. Oh my God, Jesus! That guy's one of the worst people on the planet. That you mentioned up there. Come crime. You're an embarrassment yourself. Get the hell out of here. Let's see, Gray, where is this construction site on maps that everyone is commenting about? When you say construction site, what do you mean? Like over here, this, or you mean the place where the body, or I mean where the God, what do you call it? The landfill area up here. Is that what you're talking about, or I'm not sure what you mean construction site. Not sure what you're referring to there. Sorry. I don't know. I was told, I read something somewhere where the dog sense led nowhere. Well, how come the stepdad's saying he hasn't seen? I mean, I don't understand what you see. This is what I'm saying. There's just so much rumor crap that just pops into the chat. Hey, the stepdad said he hadn't seen him since the beginning of February. Everybody, and now you're saying, oh well, now he lives at home, but he just works right over there, and the dog and the scent led right there. So you're saying he lives there, but in all those months he never saw anybody. Yeah, Ginger's awesome. She's so nice. He was tracked from his home to the construction site. Okay, what construction site? I don't know. Let's see. Wouldn't that have been in that timeline? If that was true, what you just said. Here's what I'll bet. I'll bet you money that law enforcement hasn't confirmed that Sebastian was tracked from the house to his stepdad's construction site. I'll bet you money on that. I'll bet you money on that one. Okay? I just, I don't believe that's true at all. And that would have been in the timelines. It would have been somewhere, not on some conspiracy channel. But you might watch those. Hello! 774, whatever it says there. Who's this?
Hi, this is Jossie from Boston. How are you?
How are you doing? Oops.
I'm good, thank you.
Can you hold on for about 10 seconds? My wife always calls right at the same time, and I got to say, yep, we'll see you in a bit.
No problem.
All right, she's off. All right.
All right.
She's heading home. She's heading home. All right.
That's good.
So go ahead.
All right. Am I echoing at all? I just want to make sure I'm not.
Well, if it's on speakerphone, it'll echo for you.
No, it's not. But it just felt like it was like. Oh, okay, I paused it. Never mind. All right. So the reason why I'm calling is because I have a really big problem as far as the mom goes when it comes to her saying that her son is high functioning autistic. And I say this because I'm a mom with a son that's the same age as Sebastian, and he's high functioning. But there's a difference between being high functioning academically and then being high functioning with life skills. And his father said in the videos that they showed, if you remember, his dad said, he was so proud of him for finally finishing something, right? Because a lot of autistic children, they are really good academically, but when it comes to life skills, like something simple, going outside, making their breakfast. The mom said, oh, well, he sometimes makes his breakfast. He probably doesn't ever make his breakfast. He might grab something. It's like textbook, I guess what I'm saying. So I think a lot of people are looking at it and saying, okay, this kid is high functioning, like as if, he can do all these things. But just because he's high functioning doesn't mean that he can. And there's just little clues that the parents are saying that pretty much detail it otherwise, that might be high functioning academically, but he's not within life skills, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, why does it bother you so much, though? I mean, it's just.
Well, no, because my son, because when I think about it, my son's the same age, and I have two children with autism. One's he's actually kind of like grew out of it, and he's 25 now, so he lives pretty much a normal life. And then my son, it just reminds me a lot of Sebastian. And when I say that, it's only because the way his dad was speaking about him. She's making it seem like as if he just walks outside. Most children that have autism, they don't like being in the dark. They don't like to do these things. She said he's never done that before. More than likely, he probably never has. The dad said, they're very particular when it comes to leaving with nothing on their feet. All these things. It just seems as though they're making it as if this kid is, like he just goes about his day all by himself. And, it'd be wonderful if he does. It's just children that are high functioning, maybe academically, not always are high functioning when it comes to life skills, and they struggle a lot, and they have high anxiety. When they have these high anxieties, they don't go around people. They said that he had no capabilities on computers. And I see people saying, oh, well, maybe they should look, to see if he met somebody online. More than likely, like my son, he plays the piano, and he's amazing in math. He can't read and he can't write, but his memory is phenomenal. He can recite a movie verbatim. So it's like there's so many like greats to it, but there's also so many disadvantages. And so, like my son, he doesn't go on the computer.
I think that's so wild. Like a lot of those autistic, that even when they're not high functioning either, the ones that are just sort of a savant in something.
Right.
You always just wonder, like, man, what did they unlock in their brain?
It's crazy
that they're able to do that crap. I mean, it's like they can hear a classical music one time and play it. The whole thing
that's how
on
my
piano.
son is. He can't read music.
Yeah.
He hears it. It's just like you could read him a whole book. He could recite it back to you, but he can't read it. Like you couldn't And that was like that's always been like a big problem with him. So I see that, like, just by the little cues that they've been saying, just like little things, and his dad saying, you know, I'm so proud that he finally finished something. It just kind of made me feel like this is a kid that might be academically really high functioning, like my son, you know.
Yeah.
But when it comes to being at home, there's...
But it's just kind of like semantics, though. It's not like something to be like, ooh, you know, it's really bothering me that the mom. I mean, I think there's some, just because she said that. You know, come on, that's a little overboard, right, for something like that?
Well, that might be a little, you're right, I give you that. Okay. But what I'm saying, it just doesn't feel right, because it seems as though, you know, they're, I don't know, you know, the dad seems to have a lot more feeling, but some people just don't show emotion, you know, so it's like, it's just different. I look at her, and I know as an autistic mom, you go through a lot of challenges, and I do know I've had to learn a lot of patience, because with the first one, I didn't have a lot of patience. If it wasn't for my mother, you know, I had to learn it's not easy. I can see her snapping. I can see, you know, because there's obviously issues, and he was going to go live with his dad full time, and, you know, there's obviously issues at home. You know, nobody wants to say that when your kid's missing, but it's obvious that's, you know, because they have said certain things. But I can honestly see her snapping and something bad happening. They're not easy to take care of. You know, she said that he's not a runner. That was a big thing. Majority, and it's textbook again, majority, anybody that has autistic kids, just because your kid's not a runner, majority of them are, but just because they're not, doesn't mean that, you know, they're not stemming. All these autistic children are stemming, you know, jumping up and down. They don't really leave far from you in like a grocery store, perhaps, you know, just certain things like that, which goes back to the reasoning of the house. Like this kid, I just don't see him going outside, especially at nighttime. Like, that's a big thing. They don't, as many autistic kids that I've worked with, as many as, you know, like all these things, most of them are scared of the dark. They don't go far from the parent.
But some aren't, though, right? So.
What'd you say?
Well, you said most are, but some aren't. So this could be one of those ones. I mean, you don't really know, you know. Like, you
don't. Like, everybody's different, and, you know, hey, there could be one kid that's high functioning that has amazing life skills, and also is just, you know, has good academic skills. I mean, unfortunately, you know, the rating on that is not too high, but there are some. So, I mean, I guess you got to look at the whole thing. He could be just one of those kids, but I don't know.
Okay.
I was just thinking about it. That's all.
All right. Well, you got the idea out there. Who knows? I bet. I don't know. It seems like she's just saying he's high functioning. What's she going to say? Oh, my kid, extremely low functioning. I mean, he's just struggles to survive.
I don't mean it in that fashion. What I mean by that is she's not, by her saying, oh yeah, my son's a high functioning autistic kid, it plays a huge factor in him going missing. When does this kid have daily life skills without you? Is this a kid that can walk himself to the bus stop? Or is he on a smaller bus where he has to be taken off? He doesn't have to have like certain issues. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those are things that you should know, because that's going to be a kid that might walk off, but that's not going to go far, not going to get in the car.
Well, the dad didn't say that he couldn't function. He just said, oh, it's great that he completed something. That doesn't mean he can't, doesn't have life skills and can
No, and I understand that. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, when the dad said that, it made me understand, because I've been there. A lot of times when when they're growing up, especially in teenage years, it's like they don't get to finish a lot of things. It's hard for them to finish. They're usually only good and excel at one or two things, whether it be music and like math is what I was trying to say. So when you put those all together, by what the mother was saying, this kid's not a runner. This kid he doesn't take off. This is not like him. You know, dad saying, oh, he's finished something. These are all signs of children that have, you know, don't have just like excellent life skills is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Most autistic children, I was just saying, like her saying he's high functioning, it kind of takes that part out. Like, hey, there's certain things to look for that maybe, you know, because this kid maybe not be the right kid if he doesn't have those certain skills to really run away. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Or am I not making sense?
No, it makes sense. But you're just assuming she wasn't being accurate. That's all.
Yeah, like I feel like there's just not enough information when it comes to when you're saying like, oh, this kid's just high functioning. So you might as well have just said that he was a normal child. Your child just ran away. Why did she feel the need to put in that he was autistic if you weren't going to explain the disabilities that he does have, because so people have, he would have been, I believe he would have been found by now.
Well, it seems kind of like if you're at the point where you have to play music to soothe them, you're not as high I mean, you're sort of at a different level. Like there's autistic people that are totally functional. You don't even know they're autistic.
Right.
Really.
Right.
But if you're an autistic person that you probably have to play music to bring back, maybe they're a little more autistic. I don't know if that even makes any sense.
No, that makes sense. No, it does make sense.
Yeah. All right.
It does.
Well, there you go.
All right, honey.
Well,
Thank
thanks
you.
for calling in. Have a good one. All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah. All right, so somebody sent me the link regarding the, let's see. So let's see if it says it went back to somebody's work. The father of an autistic boy missing for 2 weeks fears his son may not have simply wandered off after vanishing from home. Yeah. Sebastian Rogers, 15, is believed to have left his family home in Hendersonville. Police and volunteers spent the past 2 weeks searching nearby woods, blasting Eye of the Tiger, which is Sebastian's favorite song. Almost 100 miles north, Kentucky State Police searched the landfill. Okay, yeah. I actually have this link. I just haven't got to it yet. He said Sebastian was not one to wander off, and due to an experience as a young boy, would never go far without shoes on. He decided he wanted to step into a mound of what he thought was dirt. It was fire ants, and since then he doesn't like to get his feet in the dirt. He likes to have his shoes and socks on. Rogers was also confused about why so little trace of his son would be found, saying there were missing pieces to the puzzle. With the information that I've got from Sumner County and Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and the fact that dogs aren't 100%, they're not picking up his scent. Okay. They're not picking up his scent. One dog tracked him to a construction area. See, this is like, okay, see how this is so much more vague than what you guys were saying in the chat? One dog tracked him to a construction area over there, and it just disappeared. And it's confusing. You know what makes sense to me, you guys? This is what makes sense to me, that the dog did track his scent over here, because that's exactly the direction those flashlights were going. So maybe it did make its way over to this construction site. That image is from April 2023. I would imagine that we're not even a year later, that this isn't completely filled with homes at this time. That they're still building homes, and there's a construction site right over here. So to me, that actually verifies a little bit more the flashlights. What do you guys think of that? Oh my God. Who cares, Scorpio? She's one of the lunatics too. Yeah, I gotta tell you, there's so many lunatics out here. It's insane. Anyways, I think that's the construction site. You are a lunatic, Scorpio. Okay, we don't give a crap what that person says. If you heard what they say about the Idaho 4 case and the Delphi case, you wouldn't trust a word those idiots say over there. If you mention them again, I'm blocking you from the channel. How do you like that? All right, he decided he wanted to step into a mound of... Yeah, so I think this sounds like... let's see. Where did he say that again? I think I lost that part that we were on. I think it's down... Pointed out it would make more sense. Given how normal everything was, it came as a complete shock. Sebastian's mother and stepfather, Katie, last weekend said they felt overwhelming, helpless, and hopeless grief. One dog tracked him to the construction area over there. So that means they're standing at the house over there. And it just disappeared, and it's confusing. There are missing pieces of the puzzle, and I'm having difficulty solving this. Searchers were scaled back last week. And they were at this landfill there. I mean, they're just all over the place. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to cover this case, you guys. I mean, it's somewhat interesting. Maybe I'll do an update here and there, but I don't want to. The YouTubers that you guys have mentioned that are covering it are usually when I get the hell out. Okay, so I came in too late. It's already being covered by the crazy lunatics, and nobody cares about rational thinking in these kind of cases. You have to have a pitchfork out and a torch, and if you don't have it, then you're not interesting at a certain point. All right, I'm useful on YouTube for putting together the rational portions of cases and coming up with something that's likely. This case has already been taken over by the lunatic realm. Yeah, I'm just not going to do it. All right? I think the parents, they seem innocent to me. I don't know all the little inner, machinations underneath the scenes, which, that people want you to talk about. I'm just kind of looking at it, and I can do there's a lot of other cases out there that need people's help, and this is already being covered by 3 people's names have been mentioned during the live stream here that are some of the worst people out there, and you go, gosh, Gray, that's your opinion. No, it's factual. They are horrendous people, and you're trusting them and listening to complete nonsense. These people are never correct on any cases they ever cover. All right. Anyways, and that's not the reason they're horrendous. It's their stuff they do to other people on the sides. Yeah. And this case doesn't really have a lot of relevant information, does it? Little picker. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. That's your next sentence. I read your first part. There is very little. So what I'm good at is taking a bunch of factual pieces of information that are provided in news outlets or by law enforcement, and then I put it together in a way that makes sense, that people can understand, and that it's and work through the case from a logical point of view. I mean, apparently in the other case that we were just covering, Riley Strain, they are absolutely focused. Guess where, everybody? For some reason, they're absolutely focused. I don't know why I can't get out of here. Right inside this circle here. Yeah, basically, I think right here. Right in, and as a matter of fact, even like right there. Okay, so this is where I have it in that one, and that's where they seem to be focused in, right on that camp down there. They think maybe went in somewhere around in that area. I just saw that today, and that's from working through on the map, getting the information that they gave us, the 952 to 953 last seen on video, and then his phone quit pinging like 5, I don't know, it was 3 or 4 minutes later, and there you go. Yeah, it's pretty lame that law enforcement isn't talking. They probably are basing it how everything was on the Summer Wells case. And guess what, man? Those are the people doing this one too. Man, I think, at least we all know a little bit about the case tonight. And obviously the same people that are into this case aren't the same as the other ones, because I gave out I said at the beginning of the show, if we raise $500 in super chats, I'll donate $500, which is a loss to me, to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And we didn't, as soon as I said that, it just went nothing. And that's really disappointing. That's that's how we make a difference over here. But at the end of the month, I'll be donating a lot of money as well. So regardless, it is what it is. We only made it to what are we at right now? $156. Good job, you guys. Good job. Wow. Hey, 526 people. We got $156 to go to NIPMEC. Good job, you guys. Excellent. Good work. All right, let's see. What's next? Don't worry about it, Ginger. Yeah, it's just one of those times where everyone talks a big game out there. Oh yeah, man, I really want to help out. I really want. And this is one of those nights where I'm willing to eat it, to send it in for a new case. And all the people that watch these shows, if you just sent in 50 cents, we would get there, but it doesn't happen. Yeah, well, there's people in here that have tonight. I'm talking about when you have 525 people, it should be simple, but apparently it's not tonight. So maybe we'll just call the night, make it a short one. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy, you guys. Man. As a ASD mom who raised her son in that area, I wish the mob would have kept their claws out. It isn't helping. Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing is, I don't do that on here. So, I mean, there's cases where it's really obvious when somebody's involved. But this isn't one of those ones. It's not one of those. Well, you tried, Ginger. You tried. You did try. And thank you for the PayPal. Thank you. Hey, look, there's Don McNeil. Yeah. So, I was thinking, man, maybe, I know I got into this case late. People kept saying, Gray, you going to cover that? Well, I like to just kind of keep working through ones where I feel like I'm really on top of it. And then I felt like, okay, let's go over this one tonight. We'll try to see what we can put together. And when you go through it, it's like there's really no information. The only piece of information out there is the parents saying that he went to bed and then he disappeared, and then that surveillance footage. That's it. I mean, you know that is actually it right there. There is no other information. Thanks, Don McNeil, Tammy LP, and Cindy Edenfield. So like I said before, no matter what we bring in tonight, that's what I'm up to 500. That is what I'm sending into the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So no matter what, something's being sent there. All right. Parents in their situation are damned if they do and damned if they don't. Man, here's what I do not wish that any of you ever have a missing child. Because you will not, especially you guys here that watch true crime and you follow around and you see what everybody says about everybody, and sometimes you're even one of those people that says something. And then when you're the one that has to talk, how hard it would be to ever say a freaking word to a soul, because everything that comes out of your mouth, you'll filter through, okay, what if this sounds like this? Instead of just being able to be you, because you have all these just awesome body language detectives on YouTube, because they watch the Behavior Panel, who is incredible at coming up with body language after someone's been charged. They are so good at it. And then you take all their little things. Well, I got the baseline. Now, see, that's their baseline there, everybody. I'm an absolute expert. If I say baseline, I sound like I know what the hell I'm talking about. So, yeah, so he's got a baseline, and that's the baseline. Look at, oh, my God, he blinked right there, and therefore that's a tell of a lie, because before that he didn't blink. Well, Chuck, I saw a fly go into his eyeball there. Well, that doesn't matter. He still blinked, and it... Okay. Thanks, Geraldine. Yeah. I mean, it must be a nightmare to have a missing child. Absolute nightmare. I mean, all I have experience with is I have a couple stepkids now, but I just call them my kids, right? But, you know, I didn't meet them in person till like this is last year. But, I mean, we supported them for years and years and years and years and years. But the only thing I can compare it to is if one of my two dogs, like one time they snuck under the fence and ran away. And I was just like freaking out. Like, I mean, and that's just a dog, for God's sakes. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be like with a child and all the stuff that would pop into your head. And well, good, Brittany. I do try to make people laugh from time to time. And thank you up there, Geraldine and Cindy Edenfield and Tammy LP and Don McNeil. Well, cool, Geraldine. That's nice of you. Tell you what, if we get, what are we at right now? We are at 186. So I guess we always have the standing. If we get to 300, I'll donate 5 memberships. And then, but I'm still going to be donating the 300 to NCMEC. All right. So is that doable, you guys? My doggy, let's see. I lost my cat once and went screaming down the street looking for her. It was the worst feeling. But don't cats always just come back home? Yeah. And by the way, I do have some Delphi docs to go back over again. But yeah, if I had the underlying, a daylight shot of the video and the original videos, like literally you give me the clips, I could make something very useful for them in the case, right? But it's easy for them to do too. And then it would be sort of interesting, but that's all I would be able to do. There's no other information. Apparently nobody has cameras filming anywhere. Thanks, Bridget Price and Brittany. You're too funny. Oh, thanks. I mean, I really appreciate all the longtime freaks and some of the newer freaks that are here. And, you know, like you guys know my personality and everything. You know, I'm not perfect every single day. Sometimes I'm grumpy. Sometimes I'm goofy, whatever. I mean, I'm just all over the place, just like everybody else. You just happen to be able to see me every single day because I do shows every single day. That's it. I don't have a day where I get to pretend that, oh wait, I feel great today. Fisker himself and also just confirmed the dogs tracked him to the construction site. Okay, well that's Chris. I thought you said it was the bio dad. Send me an email to where he's commenting, Alexandra. But yeah, the construction site is just right next to them, right? The next sort of cul-de-sac over. Isn't that right, Alexandra? Well, thanks, Laura. Yeah, I'm trying to have... it's Friday night. I'm trying to have a drink here just to get mellow, man. This is... I've never seen it so bad where I set up a goal like, hey, everybody... let's try to reach this, and man, it's just crickets. You know, usually not like that. Not sure what's going on. But I am not going to cover this case, right? I'm sorry. It's just, it's not really my... This is one of those cases where you have to invent a lot of stuff to make content, and it's always going to be blaming somebody. There isn't any information for anybody to go on or chew on or come up with. That surveillance footage is the only thing that came out, and it's some of the worst surveillance footage I've ever seen in my entire life. And to put it out there, I mean, it is so perfect for a lot of these channels out there because they'll see anything. I saw somebody. Let me show you something that somebody sent me. What the hell is this? Oh, it was great. Look at that. Look at this. Right. Look at this one. Look at that. Okay, what is that? There's a flashlight there, and there's a flashlight there. But what is the rest of this? What's going on here? Okay, what is that? All right, there's that one. Oh, it's not even, I can't even, they're so ridiculous. Overlays. Hey, thanks, Kubi and Kylie from Australia. G'day, mate. Wait, g'day, mate. That's better. That's better. That was better. That last one was pretty good. G'day, mate. Hey, come on, was that okay, that last one? Or... I got a 9,000, that's me all your skull, mate. Let's do the Delphi docs. Yep, we're going to get right on those. I know, it was perfect, wasn't it? Absolutely perfect. Oh, wait, where are you guys at there? See, they want me on court TV to be like this. Yeah, so my ideas are that, I mean, who the hell does that? I mean, I'm looking at my screens. I told him, I go, listen, I can do this for you because I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking there. I'm not looking straight at the camera. Maybe you have to re-sign on, Ginger Keys. Something like that. There were 222. 222. You didn't know Gry spoke Strine? Oh, that's how you say Australian? I didn't know Gry spoke Strine. That's ridiculous. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? I don't think it was that good. I lived in Australia for 3 months when I was, I think, 16 years old. My dad was on sabbatical. He's one of the best nephrologists on the planet, kidney doctor. They sent him over there to teach them how to, a little bit more about what he was doing. And yeah, it was sweet because me and my two brothers, we played basketball. And we just smoked those guys. Well, like played with the college players, and we were just going down the court, scoring all the time, and they were like, "Whoa, what's going on?" This is 1980. 1980. So this is way before Australia even was anywhere near any good at all at basketball. I think it was 1980. I got a. Might have been 81. Yeah. But I bought I have the Ugg boots, the original Ugg boots, not the Ugg boots they made later. I have the first year that they were made. When they were actually called Ugg boots. Without a name on them. That's just what they were called. Hey, welcome, Cindy. Very cool. And then I was a fan of the Richmond Tigers footy team when I was there. We also did a Murray River boat trip where you get to have your own houseboat and you go up and down the river. There's one fish called like a tench. If you catch that, if you throw it back, it's a $500 fine. And yeah, it was crazy. I remember doing that. We went to a gold place with the largest nugget in the world or something. I can't remember what that was. Adelaide or I don't know. Yeah, my Ugg boots went up to like just below my knees. They look kind of weird. I will never go there. There are spiders the size of mosquitoes in that dadgum. That's what you should have said, chicken wing. I'll never go there. There are spiders the size of bald eagles. I'm going to catch replay buffering too much. Alright, well, I wish everybody luck on the Sebastian Rogers case. If there's some breaking news, I'm sure we can bring it up. If there's anything else to dig into, that'd be awesome. But at this point, there really isn't any information to discuss other than inventing things on a Twitch somebody's face is making, or, you know, that's it. I've eaten Tim Tams. Those are too good. Oh wait, I think Zozo was talking about the Tim Tam Slam, where you break off the end of a Tim Tam and you suck coffee or hot chocolate or something through the Tim Tam. That actually sounds pretty freaking good. Yeah. I will never go there. There's spiders the size of my head. Yeah, they're not that big. They have really deadly spiders and snakes over there, though. And huge great white sharks and crocodiles that could eat a great white shark. And yeah, I mean, other than that, it's... Don't forget the Death Adler. All right, ready for the Delphi? Here we go. Let's see what we got. I guess this is some. This is, oh yeah, this is the. I'm not sure I want to read this guy. This is that crazy Frank guy. Yeah, forget it. What's the next one? Memorandum concerning contempt proceedings. So the date is 3/15/2024. And you guys, we are 67 something short of the 300, which will all go to NCMEC, and then I'll also give 5 memberships. Undersigned counsel incorporates herein by reference as if fully set out prof, whatever the hell that means, Osbrook's pleading titled Defendant's Counsel Motion of Summary, the gag order was issued on December 2nd, 2022, and states explicitly, who wrote this? Who's this from? The gag order was issued on December 2nd, 2022, and states explicitly that it was issued in response to the defense press release from December 1st, 2022. Thus, the press release could not have violated an order issued the next day. The gag order was issued on December 2nd and stated in response to the defense press release from December 1st. Thus, the press release... No, it could. Yes, it could have been. Because, look at the gag order. Look how dumb this is. Are you kidding me? It said... Yeah, it seems like they're just filing. They're just delaying the living hell out of this. I think there's no way this trial goes to court in May. I mean, there's no way. The gag order was issued on December 2nd, right? So there's a gag order. And state explicitly... see, this, we already know this, though. See, they're lying here again. They said that they put the gag order out after you broke your word that you wouldn't put out any information. So this is exactly what the defense said. This right here is exactly what the prosecution said. Remember that? Look at it. It says the gag order was issued on December 2nd, and the state explicitly that it was issued in response to the defense press release from December 1st, 2022. Thus, the press release could not have violated an order. Well, they know that, though. they know that. What it was is you said they were going to do a gag order. You guys remember this? This is how it went. This is exactly what the prosecution said. That they said, we want to do a gag order. Maybe we need to do one. Then the defense said, oh, there's no need to do that. Then on December 1st, they put out a press release breaking what would have been on the gag order. So then they put out a gag order. That's exactly what they said. See, these guys are dumb here. That's completely, this is exactly what the prosecution said. You're actually agreeing with them. Do you guys remember that or not? Hey, thanks, Ginger's Keys. Hello? Hello, everybody. Hello, did you hear what I'm saying? Hello? It's like talking to a brick wall. Not one reply back to what we're saying. You guys remember, don't you remember when the prosecution put out recently the whole, the litany of things that the defense did that were unethical. And one of them was that they said there was no need for a gag order because they weren't going to say anything. Then on December 1st, they put out a press release, and then a gag order was put in place after that because they did exactly the opposite of what they said they were going to do. Hey, look at that, by Judy Grandstrand. And welcome to Carolyn White, Rue, must be Australian, Why Wonder, Wild Bill Wassman, and Kathy B58. Well, thank you. So that's worth, let's see, what do we got now? That's $25, so we'll just put that on there. If we get to $275, that means we got there, right? How come you don't remember that? I went through the whole thing. Come on. I went through the entire, remember it was the Nick McClelland's response, and it literally laid out all the things that they did. It was the same document that talked about how Westerman actually got the document, the Odin document and the exhibits. It was all in there. It was a whole list that went straight up and down. And this was one of them. So they're not even saying anything that wasn't said. To the extent that the press release may have violated a rule of professional conduct, trial courts are without jurisdiction to enforce those rules or determine attorney misconduct. Right. It was just later. They're just explaining how it all went down. Trial courts are without jurisdiction to enforce. The Indiana Constitution grants exclusive jurisdiction over attorney disciplinary matters to the Indiana Supreme Court. The preamble to the rules provide is relevant part. Violation of a rule should not itself give rise to a cause of action against a lawyer, nor should it create any presumption in such a case that a legal duty has been breached. In addition, violation of a rule does not necessarily warrant any other non-disciplinary remedy, such as disqualification of a lawyer in a pending litigation. The rules are designed to provide guidance to lawyers and to provide a structure for regulating conduct through disciplinary agencies. They are not designed to be a basis for civil liability, but the rules may be used as a non-conclusive evidence that a lawyer has breached a duty owed to a client. Furthermore, the purpose of the rules can be subverted when they are invoked by opposing parties as procedural weapons. The fact that a rule, but remember, all it was the prosecution said, yeah, we're considering putting a gag order in place. And they go, oh, don't worry about it. We won't say a word about the case. Next day, boom, a press release. And now they're addressing some of the issues in there. But what they don't say is the other, So it was, what was it? Yeah, that's right. And then they went on to send out an email to a felon that had all the witness names on it. And then they had to make the gag order even more strict after that. So here's the accidentally misdirected email. Attorneys Baldwin and Rosie have fully explained how this happened. It clearly was not knowing, intentional, or willful. The law regarding indirect contempt just as clearly requires willful conduct. Accidental misdirection is a common occurrence for anyone that uses emails daily. See affidavit previously filed. The prosecutor in this case acknowledges the possibility of an accidentally misdirected email at the bottom of its emails. Most, if not all, users that experience such follow-up requesting that it be deleted after learning it was sent to an unintended recipient. Additionally, the only thing related to this case that was sent was a defense-created outline organizing discovery. It described the discovery, but not the contents of any discovery. To the extent it contained the first names of the victims, it was intended for internal use only. Furthermore, their first names were used publicly by agents of the state from day one and incessantly after. Contrary to the prosecutor's allegations, the accidentally misdirected email, give me a break, did not violate the court's gag order. That order specifically applied to means of public communication. The email at issue was private and sent to a single individual, but they were outside of your group, so you made it public, and it made it onto the internet. Okay, so and that person had no obligation not to share it. So Attorney Baldwin and Rosie had no reason to suspect further dissemination by the unintended recipient. Why not? And if that did happen, they certainly had no prior knowledge of such and did not condone it. Lastly, the February 17, 2023 court order referenced by the prosecution cannot logically or realistically apply to an email sent in December of 2022. Lastly, the February 17 court order referenced by the prosecution cannot logically... Yeah, but they found out about it at that time. Candor towards the tribunal. Let's see. Mr. MacLeod has shared that it is his position that Mr. Baldwin was somehow required to voluntarily and immediately report the accidentally misdirected email to him and the court. He has not provided any authority for such a requirement, and the defense can find none. No such requirement is contained in Rule 3.3 of the Indiana Rules of Professional Conduct. The rule prohibits making a false statement or failing to correct a false statement. Mr. Baldwin did neither. The rule also prohibits the failure to disclosure legal authority known to be adverse to the position of the client. Mr. Baldwin has not done that. Lastly, the rule prohibits a lawyer from offering evidence known to be false. Mr. Baldwin has not done that. The commentary to that rule makes it clear that the lawyer has no duty to report such information, but only to ensure that the tribunal not be misled. Consequently, although a lawyer is an adversary proceeding is not required to present an impartial exposition of the law to vouch for the evidence. I don't really, this just got stupid. The leak. So let's get to the leak part here. The leak complained of cannot be laid at the feet of the defense counsel. Okay. All right. Yeah. The leak complaint cannot be laid at the feet of the defense counsel. You guys believe that one? If it is beyond cavil that they did not provide any part of discovery by photographs or otherwise to anyone outside the defense team, nor did they knowingly or intentionally allow anyone access to discovery materials. Mr. Holman refers to Mr. Baldwin as the victim in his report of his investigation of the Westerman leak. Detective Rector swore in an affidavit for the prosecution of Mr. Westerman that Westerman photographed the discovery. See, I don't believe this here. It's just one of those things that nobody can disprove it. I bet you if they went back and looked at security footage, you wouldn't see Westerman at the office that day, though. Unless they went and said, when was the last time you were here? And then he made sure that he had a date. This is just victim blaming by the prosecution because it does not like the victim. Hey, everybody, Baldwin's the victim. You know, he wasn't the one that just left the photos sitting around in a conference room, according to them, where Westerman took a picture of them. See, that's the thing. This is exactly what I'm telling you, is the reason they had Westerman fall on the sword and say that he went in and took the photographs is for this exact thing here. If it turned out where it was realized that there was this wider plot for the defense to disseminate information via a third party, maybe even a fourth, then they would be in trouble. So what they do is they just make it seem like all the problems happen with Westerman. But I bet you there's people out there that have been fed information from Westerman for a long time and would actually be able to counter any kind of claims that they weren't colluding. I guarantee you. There are people out there that Westerman was giving them information over a long period of time. And isn't it amazing how the information that he was giving seemed to help the Frank's memorandum? Detective Rector swore in an affidavit for the prosecution of Mr. Westerman that Westerman photographed discovery item without permission or authority. This is just victim blaming by the prosecution because it doesn't like the victim. Furthermore, there was nothing in the dissemination of the Westerman that would not eventually become public. Really? How would the crime scenes become photos become public? If the trial isn't you're not showing anybody, how would they be public? It is impossible to tell exactly what information on the internet came from where. Oh, jeez. Now you guys are backpedaling. You know where it came from. The leaks have been prevalent and consistent from the outset. With regard to the Westerman leak, it is not known how many pictures he took of what. There have been a variety of descriptions as to just what he sent to Fortson. The first leak about the case came from the search team shortly after the murders, according to the sworn testimony of Jerry Holman. The text came from Mr. Holman himself, according to Terry Williams. The leaks escalated after the arrest of a suspect. There were 2 probable cause affidavits leaked before they were publicly available. There was a leak information about a bullet at the scene and a gun at Mr. Allen's house. Now they're saying Fig Solves published these leaks. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, hold on, I got this. Hold on a second. Where the hell did I put that? Well, it turns out that I don't know where the document is right now. For some reason, I can't find it. Let me just look around a little bit. Yeah, hold on. Here we go. Listen. So this part right here. Shit.
Gun that they took.
Okay.
He said they took my $6. I said,
I have to go back in here. Let me try it again. I don't know how to rewind an audio. Okay. So look at right here where it says Fig Solves published these leaks on November 22nd, 2022. He claimed his source was an employee of Judge Gould. He was just goofing around. I saw that one. He was just trolling somebody. Fig Solves referenced the video in a Discord chat session on April 2nd, 2023 as proof that his source works with the judge and that he had the Richard Allen probable cause. So look it up here where it says the leaks escalated after the arrest of the suspect. There were two probable cause. There was a leak information about a bullet at the scene. All right, now listen to this. This is where it came from. Listen to this. Watch.
So later I asked Brad Weber, can you tell me what was the type of gun that they took? And he said they took my $6. I said, what caliber was it? He said 40 caliber. So,
yeah, you see that? So that's actually Julie Melvin saying that Brad Weber, when they searched Brad Weber's house, they were looking for his Sig Sauer 40 caliber. This is way before. This is back in April of 2022. So that's why they thought, oh, they must know that there's a 40 caliber bullet. It had nothing to do with knowing something. You know, that's just somebody, I mean, it's actually, you know, just digging around and trying to ask questions. Yeah, so that's how they knew. And that was Julie Melvin telling Fig Solves that. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. There's just too much weirdness out here. Anyways, I got to use the restroom. I'll be back in a minute. Dead as a doornail.
Hey, great, that sounds like me. Ooh la la. 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 Fucking no. Fucking no. So far. And
nothing. Hey, thanks, my little cutie, and Lisa Valenzuela. Where are we at now? Must be up there somewhere, getting close. I'm stuck in an ad and won't play the stream. Wow. Great. I'm going to get a lot of ad plays on that one. Let's see. So let's see. Figsolves references video in a Discord chat session on April 2nd, 2023 as proof that his source works with the judge and that he had the Richard Allen probable cause affidavit a week before, let's see, Richard Allen the week before the document was released or unsealed and made public. He has said he knew the defense attorneys would be disqualified a week before they were and that it was a win. I mean, I think everybody out there was saying they're going to be disqualified. I don't think that's any kind of... There were leaks before Attorney Baldwin and Rosie were appointed. On May 17, 2023, Fox 50 reported on facts contained in a probable cause affidavit for the search of Ron Logan's residence. Filed March 17, 2023. Defense counsel had no access to that document. Only law enforcement and court. Well, how come you haven't brought him up, though? And why don't you defend Richard Allen's honor, for God's sakes? I mean, they didn't refer to the Odin link in his probable cause affidavit. Okay? Only law enforcement had court staff did. On September 29, 2022, an email was sent from Tony Liggett to Debbie Lowe of Carroll County comment concerning the special prosecutor investigation into Hatch Act violations. The final decision was under seal, and the case is still currently either blocked or sealed from public view. On Figsolves doing a live show about Richard Allen's arrest, okay, it's supposed to be a comma. You know, they say on Figsolves doing a live show about Richard Allen's arrest, period. I mean, that's not a sentence. There was no verb in there. Or, I mean, there is, but, like, forget it. Anyways. And it's supposed to be a comma or something, or not even a comma. Just, this is how the sentence should be. On Figsolve doing a live show about Richard Allen, he mentions that there will be evidence involving a bullet or a casing as part of the probable cause. Right. You see that? That's because he was told a long time ago that they went to Weber's house to get they were looking for a Sig Sauer 40 caliber, and he didn't know if it was a bullet or it was the shell. Okay? I don't see anybody in here named Kathy, Cindy. There isn't one. Thanks, Cindy, up there. I don't see anybody in here named Kathy. Isn't that weird? I see Zozo, Amber, Allie, Cindy, Danielle, Chicken Wing, Michelle, Heather, Cindy, Ginger, Wendy, Chicken Wing, Bridget, Litter Picker, Amber, Renee H, Cindy, J, Heather N, Truth Sleuth, Daphne. Oh, Kathy, where is Kathy? Is she way up there? Oh, way up there. God, why don't you respond to her within a minute? I mean, she's way at the top of the screen. Kathy Chapin, right. Man, you've got like 40 chats underneath hers with absolutely the chat moving as slow as molasses. So how in the hell would I think it was way up there? My God, why don't you respond sometime in at least the week that she comments in? Hey, thank you, Deco Trash. Yeah, I see Kathy Chapin. You were just so far up the screen there. My God, that was wild. Chicken wings. Let's see. On May 17th, 2023, Fox News reported on facts contained in a probable cause affidavit for the search of Ron Logan's residence. On September 29, 2022, an email was sent from Tony Liggett to Debbie Lowe of Carroll County comment concerning a special prosecutor investigation into the Hatch Act violation. The final decision was under seal, and the case is still currently either blocked or sealed from public view. On Fig Solve doing a live show about Richard Allen's arrest, he mentions that there will be evidence involving a bullet or casing as part of the probable cause. Fig Solves referenced this video in a Discord chat session on April 2nd, 2023, as proof that his source works with the judge, that he had the Richard Allen PCA a week before the document was utilized. On November 22nd, 2022, Fig Solves, who had communications with the prosecutor doing a live show about Richard Allen's arrest, mentioned that there will be evidence involving a bullet or casing as part of the probable cause. He referenced this video in a Discord chat session on April 2nd, 2023, as proof that his source works with the judge and that he and Richard Allen's probable cause affidavit a week before the document was done. I thought you just said that, or did I just reread that again? Barbara McDonald had a stick drawing a photograph of the tree, and well, the thing is, she didn't. She had a little diagram of the F, and it was so off what she had, and her stick diagram was off. All of it was. Nothing she had was accurate. Neither the Indiana State Police nor Carroll County Prosecutor's Office have investigated the unrelated leaks. They only steadfastly targeted defense counsel. Any finding of contempt will be contrary to the fact. The facts and law will surely be reversed on appeal. So what are we at right now? 2584. I think we're about 15 short of the 300, where I give away 5 more memberships. And then we're also giving 300 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. All right, now here's another one. The state's response. What's it called? Multiple motions to continue and defendant's motion to stay. Man, this is just, doesn't it amazing, you guys, how many documents have been filed by the defense right after they wanted a speedy trial? With quotes around it. Now comes the state of Indiana by prosecutor attorney Nicholas McLeod, and respectfully objects to the multiple motions for continuance of the hearing on contempt. See, that's right. They want to continue the hearing until after the trial. But McLeod wants to do the hearing to show what kind of dirtbags these people are before the trial, just like they've tried to do by, sort of destroying the credibility, of the prosecution and making them seem like they lie and do this and that and the other thing. So they want to have their day in court and, put out the reality of the defense team. The state also objects to the court staying the proceedings until after the trial in this matter. Right. The state would ask the court to consider the following: that the defense filed a verified emergency motion for continuance on March 13, 2024, with various supplements filed thereafter. That the defense filed a motion to stay ancillary proceedings on March 13, 2024. That the motions are asking the court to continue the hearing on contemptuous conduct set for March 18, 2024 in Allen County Superior Court. That the defense reasons for the continuance in relation to new evidence are not are not well founded by the state, that this is the defense's second time asking the court to continue the hearing on contemptuous conduct, that the state objects to any continuance of the hearing on contemptuous conduct set on March 18th, that the state objects to the staying the proceedings until after the trial. So they don't want to, they're trying to, the defense is trying to get the hearing on their misconduct until after the trial's over. That the state has notified the defense of its objection prior to the defense filing the motions. Wherefore now comes the state of Indiana by prosecutor attorney Nicholas MacLeod files the objection to the defense. All right. So they're just, battling back and forth, trying to, the defense just keeps trying to delay. Thank you, Michelle H. All right, you guys, are you guys going to do it? We have to get to 275 because we got 25 for gifted memberships up there for us to get to where I'm going to give 5 memberships, and I'm also going to give 300 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. That's what I'm doing tonight. Will that happen, everybody? That's the question. Will we get to that number? They did that in the Mom Crumble case for lawyer's contempt. Oh, Crumbly? I don't know that one. Oh man, you guys are, it's too much. Alright, anyways, I guess that'll be it. I'm still going to go out to Nick Mac here. I guess you don't want to give the 5 memberships away. I'll forget it. I mean, I'm sure why I'm doing it. I lose money when I do it. Alright, so anyways, I'm going to donate $275. I'll just make it 300. How about that? I don't have their email or anything. We know what we're doing. How do I continue here? Alright. All right, here we go. There we go. 300 to Knickknack. Man, what a horrendous night though. You guys were, I mean, not all of you, but man, whew, wow. Anyway, so we just did 300 to Knickknack, and you know, I said it in hope of finding Sebastian, right? So there we go. So we're gonna go ahead and should have a email. So I got the email from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children again for proof here. Right there. 300, and the date is right there, 3/15. And there you go. So disappointing though, because we would have given 500. But you guys, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell the deal was. All right, so let's fix the totals here. $189,600 all time, and look at that, puts us right at 10,000 for the year. All right, pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, guys, thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate it. Thank you to Bridget Price, Kathy Chapin, Eugenie. Thank you also Ginger on PayPal there, Eugenie, and then Osiris Stewart, Cindy J, Bucolic Buffalo, Almost Made It, Kubi, Edith Wilson, Kylie, Lori Fisher, Amber Maiden. Thank you for your effort there early on with your cat eye donation. And Allie Cake, Cheryl Locke, Caligal 3, Patty, Wise Child, Kylie, Notorious Nance, Amanda K, Don McNeil, Tammy LP, Cindy Edenfield, Geraldine, Lisa Mounts, Bridget Price, Brittany, Kubi, Kylie, Cindy Edenfield, new member. I got six of them, 5 donated. Ginger Keys, Heather N, Judy Grandstrand, Lisa Valenzuela, My Little Cutie, Cindy J, Deco Trash, and Michelle H. And then Judy Grandstrand gave 5 memberships. Yeah, it's not really that big of a number, Cindy. Yeah. I know, but I mean, when you consider there was 500 and something people watching, it's not. So, and I didn't ask for you always have some kind of a, it's just unbelievable. Let's see. All right, so that's it. At least we did something tonight. That's cool, I guess. But yeah, I'm not gonna cover Sebastian Rogers. You guys have all your favorite lunatic YouTubers out there covering it all night, all day, coming up with conspiracy theories, and they've pretty much cornered the arena. Now, if there's something that I think of that I uncover or anything like that that's unique and interesting, I'll make a video on it. But other than that, forget it. Huh? Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, thanks everybody for being here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gregel's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. ya. With all respect, ya. Just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda. I'm no pretender. And I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Good night, Amber.
Yeah, so I'll just get
Good
right
night,
on
Amber.
work. All right, everybody. Talk to you later.